It's music time with Mr. Kendall. It's music time with Mr. Kendall.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I know I sure am, and I'm having a great day because we are about to talk about music. And whenever we talk about music, I am having a great day. Today, we're going to learn two new notes, the half note and the half rest, as well as the whole note and the whole rest. Now, before you watch this video, make sure you've seen the video about measures, the video about time signatures, and the video about quarter notes and quarter rests. The links for those videos are in the description down below. Make sure you've seen all three of those videos before you watch this one, because if you haven't seen those videos, this one might not make very much sense. Okay, let's get started. What is a half note? We're going to start with the half note. A half note looks like this. It kind of looks like a quarter note, except you can see inside the circle. The circle is left open. Half note, half note. Now, a half note gets 2 beats. Before, we talked about quarter notes and I said they get 1 beat. A half note actually gets 2 beats. I'm going to draw it right here so we don't forget. Half note equals 2. Okay? Half note gets 2 beats. Now, how does that sound? How can a note get 2 beats? Well, let me explain. A half note, since it gets 2 beats, that means you have to hold the sound out over 2 beats. A half note spans the time of 2 beats. So over 2 beats, you hear continuous sound, and the sound does not stop. Look here. Since this gets 2 beats, that means beats numbers 1 and 2 are inside of this note. And beats numbers 3 and 4 are going to be inside of that note. Let me show you how it sounds. This is my recorder. I'm going to play for you measure number 1, 2 half notes, so you can see what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go. Did you hear that? I held the notes out. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to show the beats going by on my fingers so you can count my fingers to see how many beats are actually going by as I'm holding out the note. Listen. You see all that? Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. You saw when I went 1, 2, I only played 1 note over the span of those 2 beats. And when I did 3, 4, I only played 1 note to span the length of those 2 beats. A half note gets 2 beats. Now, when we clap a half note, what we're going to do is we're going to clap and hold our hands together, okay, over 2 beats. So if I was to clap a whole bunch of half notes in a row, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, I'm holding my hand out. I'm not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, because we're only going to clap when the note starts and not in the middle of it. We're only going to clap when the note starts. So I'm going to clap and hold it, because a half note, you have to hold it for 2 beats. I'm going to draw some more half notes on the board, and we're going to clap the rhythm, okay? As I'm drawing the notes, make sure you're thinking about the counts in your head so we can do it correctly. Here we go. Half note, half note. Let's do another half note. Let's do a quarter note and a quarter note. I like that. And then how about another half note, a quarter note, and a quarter rest. Let's write in the counts. We already have measure number 1. Measure number 2. Remember, half note, 2 beats. So that means beats numbers 1 and 2 are inside of this note. So then this next quarter note starts on beat 3. It takes up all of beat 3. So the next thing to come is going to be 4. Now we're going to a new measure, so we have to start counting over again. This half note takes up beats numbers 1 and 2. The next beat is 3. And then this quarter rest falls on beat 4. All right, let's take it one measure at a time. Let's do measure number 1 first. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do measure number 2. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do measures numbers 1 and 2. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do measure number 3. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do the whole thing. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. If you didn't get that right, that's fine. Rewind the video, watch it again, and it'll be perfect. Just keep practicing it. Okay? Now, we talked about half notes, and we need to talk about a half rest. Now, just the same way a quarter note gets 1 beat and a quarter rest gets 1 beat, a half note gets 1 beat and a half rest also gets 1 beat. Let's talk about them. Let's see what they look like. This is a half rest. It is just a black rectangle that sits on top of the middle line. That is a half rest. The way I remember half rest is I think a half rest kind of looks like a hat. I think half hat. You don't think it looks like a hat? Watch this. You see? It looks like a hat. Half hat. Half rest looks like a hat. And a half rest also gets 2 beats. So when you see a half rest, be quiet for 2 beats. Let's do just measure number 2. Let's clap just measure number 2. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Were you quiet on 3 and 4? You should have been. We see beats numbers 1 and 2 are here. So that means beats 3 and 4 are inside of this half rest because the half rest gets 2 beats. Let's do measure number 2 one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, I think we have mastered half notes and half rests. Let's move on to the other symbol I told you we're going to talk about today, which is the whole note. And we're also going to talk about the whole rest. Here we go. Time to erase. Erase, 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 erase. A whole rest looks like a hole. That's how I remember it. A whole rest looks like a hole. Watch. Let's pretend there was someone and they were walking down the street and they weren't paying attention because they were looking at their cell phone and they just kept on walking and kept on walking and they fell in the hole. There it is. That hole is called a whole rest. And the whole rest gets 4 beats. A whole rest gets 4 beats. A whole rest is called a whole rest because it takes up the whole measure. A whole rest is called a whole rest because it takes up the whole measure. The whole measure, we are going to be quiet. Now, how many beats are going to be in each measure? 4. Remember from our time signature, the top number tells us how many beats are in the measure. So 4 beats in the measure. This whole rest takes up the whole measure. Whole rest gets 4 beats. Sounds simple? Because it is. Let's clap the rhythm in measure number 1. 1, 2, ready, go. And it's over. We didn't do anything. And we didn't do anything because it was a rest, which means you're quiet. Let's move on. Whole rest gets 4 beats. Whole note gets 4 beats. This circle was more like oval, is a whole note. Whole note, whole note. 4 beats, 4 beats. A whole note gets 4 beats. It's called a whole note because it takes up the whole measure. How many beats are on our measure? 4. How many beats does a whole note get? 4. Whole note, 4 beats. Now, how does a whole note sound? It's just a note that's held out for 4 beats. I'm going to play it on my recorder. Check this out. 1, 2, ready, go. You see that? For all 4 beats, I held out the note. Listen to it one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. And then it's over. You hold it out for 4 beats. I'm going to draw some music on the board. Let's see if we can clap it out. Let's add a half note, a quarter note, and a quarter note. Get rid of this. All right, let's do it, everybody. Did we forget something? Yes, we did. Let's write in the counts. Whole rest. Beats numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are inside of this whole rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. All inside. Whole note also gets 4 beats. Beats numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. All inside of this whole note. Half note. It takes up 2 beats. So beats numbers 1 and 2 are inside of that. Next thing that comes is beat 3. Next thing that comes is beat number 4. Let's clap it out. Remember, whenever we clap a note that has to be held out, we just clap and hold our hands together. Let's try it, everybody. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How was that? Listen to it on the recorder. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 2, 3, 4. You heard that? I had to hold that whole note for a long time, all 4 beats. And that half note was held pretty long too, for 2 whole beats. And then beats 3 and 4, a little bit shorter. If you have any questions about what we learned today, drop a comment down below. I will get to the comments as quickly as I can. I hope you all have had a good day learning about whole notes, half notes, whole rest, and half rest. Have a great one. See you later.